My name is Taya Bishop, and this is my story. I have a mom and a dad, and my brother who is 5.5 years older than me. And when I was 3, my parents got divorced, and after that, it's just kind of difficult. Like, I don't remember things before I was 3, obviously, but I feel like it's really hard to not adapt, but it's hard to make the best of things with this situation I'm in, like with my stepmom and stuff. 6th grade was like my hardest year because that's the year I moved with just my dad and my stepmom. And I feel like I was the furthest away from God there because I feel like I was more conformed to the world. Like, I didn't come to church that often. Like, I just came on Sundays when I had to and stuff, and I didn't get involved. I think when I moved to Western Christian in 7th grade, I feel like I moved a lot closer to God, and that's when I started coming to Exit 83, and it was like a lot easier for me to trust in God and to do all that. And I was a lot more involved in church when I started coming to Exit 83 because I got involved with worship band and all that, and I started coming closer to my friends that were here, and that brought me closer to God because I was here more often and I had more spiritual influences. As I got closer to God, I feel like I was more Christ-like, kind of like I started to get into a phase where I'd I wouldn't cuss, but I wouldn't really care. I wasn't like, oh no, I can't do that. Oh no, I can't do this. And I feel like once I started getting more Christian friends and I was hanging out with Ruby and Lacey and Taylor and all of them, I feel like they impacted me in amazing ways that they just showed me who God is and that what He can do in my life, and that I started growing closer to God. I feel like a lot of the time I had struggles with my stepmom, because especially when I moved in with my dad and my stepmom, I still resent my stepmom, and I know I can fix it, but it's really hard for me too because I miss my mom so much that it just it hurts, and I feel like I take it out on her because she's the person who's filling that role, and there's nothing she could do about it. I feel like I just need to, I've been asking God to help me with that and help me to soften my heart towards her. Some things that encourage my heart that God has done is just having that fire for Jesus. I feel like that when I come to youth group, I'm so excited, and during the week I'm oh, when's Sunday, when's Wednesday coming? And I feel like God put that in my heart, and that He it shows me that He has a plan for my life when I'm looking forward to something, and I'm just excited to learn more about God and become closer with the friends that I've made. I feel that God is showing me in my life right now that He has a plan for my life, and that I'm not just here to be here, and that He's showing me what I can do for Him and how He can help me through this, and that I'm not alone, and I know He's not finished yet.
Oh. Taya, where are you? Thanks, girl. I love that. I love that each of the stories that we've shown up here, and each of the stories that are being told in your detour groups is different, right? People coming from different places, people having different life experiences. And one of the things that I appreciate most about these stories, and something I want all of you here, maybe you haven't been around long, or you're wondering what we're all about, we want this place to be a place where you're real. You may have to put on a show at school so that you can maintain your image. You may have to fake it for your friends or do all kinds of things, but we want this to be a place where you can be real. We want this to be a place where, like Taya, you can say, I'm really struggling. I don't feel close to God. Or I'm really struggling with this relationship in my life. Or I don't like, we don't want you to come here and put on a Christian face, give us the nice Christian talk and the nice Christian answers. We want this to be a place where we can walk with you, where we can love you right where you're at, even when you're struggling and even when life isn't pretty. And I really appreciated Taya's perspective of starting very early in life, going, when my family dynamic changed and we moved, and that was a difficult time, and yet her perspective is, I'm waiting to see what God's going to do. Things still aren't all perfect and nice and easy, but I know that God's at work. And I want to encourage each of you, what does that mean for you in your life? What are some of the things maybe that you've given up hope on, that you've just kind of figured this is the way life's going to be, or this is terrible and nothing good can ever come out of this? I want to challenge you to consider that the God who created you has his eye on you, has his hand on you, and if you let him, will lead your path, will guide you toward life. We have that promise. And we hear that in testimonies, and some are in the middle of that journey of going, I don't know where I'm at. I don't know how this is going to turn out. Some have shared their story and of how God has brought them out of certain things and has given them freedom and healing in certain areas. But we want this to be a place where you know that you are loved, no matter what. No matter what you're going through, no matter where your heart's at, we care about you. And God is going to use your story, which is why we're in this series, why we're telling our stories, because, and I hear every week, man, so-and-so shared, and I'm not going to tell you the details, but man, God really spoke to me through them. I hear that every single week. So tonight, we are going to break up into our detour groups. For those of you that are new, detour groups are small groups. There are grade and gender-based small groups. And so we're going to split up into these smaller groups so that we can share our stories, so that we can get to know one another. And so please stay seated as we split up, because not everybody knows who the leaders are and where they're going to be going. And so 7th and 8th grade guys, you're going to be right over here with Austin and Ryan. So 7th and 8th grade guys, go ahead and get up. Seventh grade girls, right back there with Shannon and Paige. 7th grade girls, right back there behind Prem. 7th grade girls, right back there with Shannon and Paige. I think you guys are going to go into the youth lounge. 8th grade girls, right back there with Kathy. 8th grade girls, back with Kathy. Ninth and 10th grade girls. Tori is gone tonight, and so you're going to go with Olivia. Olivia's right back there. So 9th and 10th grade girls, right back with Olivia. Ninth and 10th grade guys, right back there with Joe. 9th and 10th grade guys, back with Joe. 11th and 12th grade girls, right back there with Josh and Jesse. 11th and 12th grade girls, right back there with Allie and Kate. And 11th and 12th grade guys, Prem is making his way over to the appointed area. There he goes. All right. Bless you guys. Have a good night.